It's a cold, grey day in Poland today. Very much like I'm sure how a lot of people are feeling after having to learn about what happened yesterday in the news. And I'm sure a lot of people are feeling much like the weather here in Poland, very grey, very pessimistic, very unsure about the future. And yeah, I'm absolutely one of those people as well. It was really, really tough to take. But at the same time, I think hand on heart, are any of us particularly surprised by the march towards what feels like authoritarianism at best? Feels unrelenting and merciless, and it feels almost like you're powerless to try to change the course of the direction of where everything is going. It's quite easy to just give up and think, well, there's nothing left for me in this world, there's nothing more that I can do. And I have to be honest, that thought did cross my mind briefly yesterday as I absorbed the results and watching the votes pile in, the millions upon millions of people voting for a regime where they have seen what that means for their friends, their family, their neighbours, and even themselves. What drew people to this choice? And it's difficult, and I'm not going to dissect my thoughts about why I think people are drawn to this type of individual or this type of movement. But I just wanted to talk a bit today about what we can do, what I can do, what my conclusions are on this grey and bleak and miserable Thursday. Now, I'm sure the political finger pointing and fallout is going to go on for weeks, if not months, after all of this. I think I saw a headline somewhere saying that they'd spent about $1 million on this campaign, which is an amazing amount. And how can they fail when having spent so much resource? But ultimately, they were fighting against the force of nature. And realistically, I wonder if there was much that they could have done to actually win. It's difficult. It's a difficult thing to swallow. That ultimately, failure was the only option available. But we can't do much about that. We can't participate really. I expect I don't have particularly influential viewers in my subscriber list, but what can we do? How can we affect a bit of change? How can we stop feeling so powerless in the face of this storm? And I think one thing that we can do is show unity, genuine unity across the board. And I know it's super difficult. Sometimes you might need to hold your nose a little bit and cheer on somebody that you wouldn't otherwise feel comfortable with. I mean, it also comes down to how you interact with other people. And I'm talking specifically about trans people. Try to build them up rather than knock them down. If you see somebody who needs to work on their makeup, like no doubt you're looking at mine and thinking, ooh, a bit of practice is required there. Try to frame that in a way that is positive rather than criticism. It's quite frustrating how we can tear ourselves down, tear each other down to try to make ourselves feel a little bit better. Because we need that support. We need to be looking out for each other. We can't afford to fall into the trap of, blaming others for overarching failures, because it's not any one individual's fault. For me, myself, I've resolved to try to be maybe a bit more visible. I see trans girls, especially around Warsaw, and they always, in my mind, seem so isolated, so anxious. I want to make them feel that there are others out there. We are out there. It's just there's so few of us. Where is that community? I ordered a few more pins today to try to decorate my coat, for example, and my bags. I guess that's all I can do. I mean, I suppose the other thing I did consider very briefly, the value of this channel. Like, what's the point? I get so many criticisms, I get so much negative feedback, I get so many dislikes on my channel. Why bother? People don't want to hear what I have to say. But that's fine, you know, that's fine. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch. But I don't know, I do get the odd comment of somebody saying that it's helped them. I do get people who I actually know in real life telling me how much they enjoy watching these videos. So I don't know, I feel like my voice is important. I feel like my voice is, as small and tiny, as insignificant as it is, maybe this will be a video that gives somebody that sense of comfort. I don't know. All I know is I feel I need to do something, and this is all I can do. Pins, my phone, my camera, and my voice, because that's all I have. And as I said a little bit earlier, I knew that transitioning and coming out, it brings with it certain risks. And one of the things that didn't drive me to transition, but it was on my mind, is the idea that this is a political act, an act of resistance, a standing up for myself to show the world who I am, who we are. And that hasn't changed. I still believe that there is a place for us in this world. I still believe that we can all live, and this might sound stupidly utopian at this point of time, but I still believe that we can stand shoulder to shoulder together, regardless of somebody's political ideas. I don't know, it feels almost empty at a time when I know that there are racists and homophobes cheering and celebrating, and that really, really saddens me and troubles me. But I think if we really sit down and think about what's important to us, the fact that I'm transgender is so meaningless and so inconsequential to those people when all they want is food on their plates, stability in terms of their life and their jobs. And it's easy to point the finger at somebody like me that I'm to blame, I'm disrupting that. Anyway, so I just want you to hear this. Trans people, gay people, allies, whoever you are, please don't give up. I've seen so many messages in forums of people throwing up their arms and saying that there's no more for them in this world. And it's not true. I remember, I love history, and I remember vaguely how things were in the 1980s. It was really fucking bad. It was really bad. And we survived this. We are survivors. And we get through this by being together, by showing strength for each other. And I know that feels like little comfort, perhaps, at this time. But I hope that you will come to understand this. I need to find my community. I need to find people, more people around me, because I need that as well. I need that comfort. I need that unity. And it's really difficult if you don't have that. So anyway, I'm kind of rambling now, but I needed to say something, you know. Anyway, so I hope that you are doing okay. I hope that you are safe. I hope that you are with somebody that you love, and I hope that you are being held. And if you are not, I am there with you, albeit not in person. Okay, I hope that you are okay. Stay safe, stay warm, and I'll see you soon. All the best.